People. Uh-oh. Okay. I'm reloaded. We got Loso. Hey, Loso.
Yo,
How you doing?
what's up? You hear me? You see me and everything?
I hear you and I see you. So,
Alright.
you might not see me, but it's okay.
Nah, but I'm good. I got you on another screen, so you good.
Okay, cool. So, my bad. I was like waiting on you. You was waiting on me. I thought I sent you the link. I didn't. But welcome to Shots of KCJ. Thank you so much for joining
About
me.
time we here, man. About time. I've been waiting for this interview.
You've been waiting? That's
I've been
what's
waiting
up.
for this invite.
Well, you know you're more than welcome anytime, but I had to get you on here because you know you were just on Civil Wars. You've been going crazy this year, in my opinion. You know, the Vixen battle, the 40 battle, Twork battle, which is a big battle.
Yeah.
So, like, you go from the pandemic, battling in the pandemic, and, you know, I would say that you had a lot of breakout performances during that time, to going back to the crowd.
Yeah.
So, that alone, how does that make you feel?
Man, I think you know, before we even started that whole COVID situation, I was kind of like all I've done is I won't say big stages, but that's kind of how I was getting a little, at least known in the battle rap scene. You know what I'm saying? Bullpen, we was throwing like big events all the time. So me and B Dot, we had battled in front of like 300 people. When I battled in Tampa versus Prep, we had like 300 people. Obviously, I debuted on Gnome. My first battle ever on URL was a Gnome crowd. That was like 2,000 people. And so when it went to the COVID era, I was excited with the whole little small room setting because like I get to go ahead and kind of like do what I do best. You know what I'm saying? I may not necessarily be like the best like puncher or the best writer, something like that, but when I really battle, like when I battle my opponent, I could really talk to him. And so in those settings, I thought it would be dope. And you know, it kind of just showed every time I had a performance, you know, people kind of were able to really like sit with the material. So going back into the crowd, I was happy that all the fans was there, and I was happy that we was in front of a stage. And so, you know, for me, I always want to test myself. So whenever I think of battles, I always try to think of like, yo, what's gonna be the biggest test? So for instance, like Vixen, right? Like I was like, oh, she just won Woman of the Year. Bet, let me go ahead and battle her. Let me if they offer me like Jack Boy, like I'm gonna be like, yo, let me battle him in a band setting. Let me battle Disaster on the West Coast. Let me get Twork on his return in front of a crowd. You know what I'm saying? That'll be my mindset. And so when I had that, you know, I just always want to challenge myself. So regardless though, you know, I thought it went great. I think a lot of people watching it now on camera, you know, they've been hitting me up daily like, yo, my bad, we ain't get this, we ain't catch that, we ain't do this. You know what I'm saying? So it's a five battle overall though. So you know, it's dope.
Definitely, you're definitely moving and making all the right moves. And out of everything that you just said, like, what do you think is your strongest? What is your strongest strength as a battle rapper?
Yeah, it gotta be. I mean, I think people would say angles, but I mean, I do use angles, but I wouldn't say like I'm like a T-Top or B-Dot, right? T-Top and B-Dot, they'll get like they'll find out something about you, you know what I'm saying? And they'll just hammer at it. For me, I do expound on something that I kind of see like in a battle. So like for me, I'll just listen to your battles and I'll hear what you say. And I'll listen, like if I'm battling you, Casey, I'll watch all your battles and I'll be like, I bet that's it right there. She said this, and in this battle she said this. So let me go ahead and talk to, you know what I'm saying, about this. But so I guess it would probably be angles, but I would say angles. Because like you got to think about it. For instance, like on Gnome this past year, I battled Jerry West, and you know they got me winning on that battle too on the app. And so he's a battler though who don't got nothing. I'm like, yo, what do I talk to him about? Like how do I? And he's just a puncher. He's a performer. You know what I'm saying? So like, how do I beat somebody like that? So I kind of want to say like I'm a little versatile, man. Like I know people don't really got me number one in any category, but I want to always make sure like whenever you list in the category, you gotta at least like ask the question, yeah, yo, is Loso in here? Because he can do those things well, you know what I'm saying? And so with Jerry, that's like a battle that I kind of reference people to. I was like, yo, go watch that one because I really didn't have a big angle on it, but I was able to still come out with the W. So so I would say angles, but you know, I mean, I don't ever try to put myself in a box. I want to say punch, you know, scheme, all that other stuff.
Right. Yeah, I agree. I would say like, in my opinion, I would think angles as well. And before, like, I think that during the pandemic setting, I was able to hear you more.
Yeah.
Compared to before, where like you were battling for a crowd in front of crowds and stuff like that. And I think that it wasn't just like that for me, but for a lot of people. Like if I asked my mom who her favorite male battle rapper is, she says you.
Word.
Word.
Go, Mama J.
You know
Mama
what I'm saying?
J.
Because even like when you battle, you don't have to. Even though you are a Christian battle rapper, I mean, you have substance.
Yeah.
You have substance. You're talking about something, whether it's breaking somebody down or lifting somebody up. You're gonna make everything that you say connect, and that's what a lot of battle rappers are not able to do. They're not able to write that picture the same way you are.
Talk to me, Casey.
Yeah.
And you know, you gotta be marketable too. So you know
what I'm saying? Of course, we know. Go ahead.
I'm joking.
We know, but yeah, that after getting off the stage versus Twork, what was going through your head? Like, what were your feelings?
Man, I'm gonna keep it. And you know what? This might be my first interview. No, I did interviews after the event, but this might be my first interview on cast. So I'll say this, Casey. I'm gonna be real with you. I felt like I lost. I felt like, and it wasn't a good loss, right? Like, you know, you got certain battles where like, yo, you know what, such and such might have edged me, but I did my numbers and we is, right? So like, I just, you know, Casey, as a battle, and like the fans, they'll never understand this, but you and me know this, like, when you spent hours, weeks on material, right? You memorizing, you fall in love with this material that you like, you know what I'm saying? And then you about to give it to the fans. And when you give it to the fans, that's it. Me and you, we can never make money off of this material again. We can never rap it again. We can't do nothing, right? So it's like a baby that you've literally, you know, you've had for 9 months, and now you about to go ahead and give it up for adoption out to the world, right? And the world can do whatever they want with it. And so when I went and I gave my material, and like I was sitting in the room, Casey, and they wasn't reacting. Like, this is the thing. On my opponents, I always know they about to go crazy. I knew what Twork was about to do. Right? We know Twork is one of the greatest performers of all. When he's on, right? Like Chess. When I'm battling Chess, I know Chess about to go crazy. I know Jerry West about to go, Vixen, whoever my opponents are, B-Dot, I know those dudes about to go crazy. But it's another thing when you know you supposed to be going crazy, and the fans ain't really rocking with it. And so I was sitting there, Casey, and I was saying to myself, I said, yo, this is wild right now. Like, and it gets to a point where you know you got certain bars that you like, you could just kind of score already. You like, all right, this one's definitely gonna shake the room. Yeah. This one I don't know, but this one's definitely gonna shake the room. And so as I'm rapping, and the ones that I thought was gonna shake the room ain't shaking, in my head I'm like, well, if y'all ain't rocking with this, I don't know what y'all rocking with these other. So when I got off stage, I wanted to make sure that nobody could ever say, because this was the first time ever in my career. I've had I think I'm at 40 something battles all time. And so this is the first time ever that I ever walked off a battle, a 3-round battle, where I felt like, damn, I really was like people were not rocking with my material. They just thought I sucked tonight. So that's what I thought. So I wanted to make sure that I talked to all the fans though. I went outside, I took pictures with everybody. I did every interview. I didn't want to seem like no sore loser. And I went to the crib and I went to the hotel, Casey, and I was just sitting there and I was like, yo, what the hell just happened? What just happened? You know what I'm saying? And so, but not until the battle dropped. When the battle dropped, my Twitter is flooded. My Instagram is flooded with people like, yo, man, this crowd was asleep. He was, you know, 3 Letterman, he did a recap. He was like, yo, I got you winning. You know, Butterfly and Showtime was like, yo, we got you winning. Battle Rap Fanatic, like all these dudes are watching it, and it was like, yo, Tay-Rock hit me up. Tay-Rock was like, yo, I got you winning the battle. You know what I'm saying? And so, regardless, you know what I'm saying, I think Twork is amazing, and Twork did what he did, and if you got him winning, I totally understand that. But it was just, for me, at the time when it happened, I was like, yo, there's no way my material ain't resonating with y'all. And sometimes though, Casey, you just notice, when you standing next to somebody else who's doing something totally different than you, it's gonna look like that. So when he's up there and he's strapped in and they going crazy for that, and now you over here using setups and build-ups to get to a point, people like, man, we don't want to hear this.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? So yeah, that's how I initially felt. But now, like, you know, after people sent me the material and people really hitting me up and saying like, yo, my bad, I was asleep, I kind of respect that a little more. Now, granted, I can never reverse time. I can never go back in time and like redo what I did on stage. And I probably would have done a couple things differently, but overall, man, you know, it was a dope experience.
Yeah, so we have some people saying Loso21 in the comments, and I can say, well, piggybacking off of what you're saying, basically, it just goes back to, you know, it being a small room where it's not a crowd and everybody's listening to everything that you're saying. To where, okay, now you're battling a twerk who has the crowd under control, and you know he's being super powerful. To where it's like overpowering what you're saying in the moment. That nobody is trying to take the time to actually listen to that shit. So I think that you did amazing versus Twerk. I think that it was a great battle. I think Twerk did amazing too. So definitely, it's a great battle under your belt. Nothing.
And Casey, so like, me too, so like, when the battle first started, when Smack announced this, like, for me, I always consider myself like, yo, I got a name in this culture, like, you know, I go places, people asking for pictures, all that, so, you know, I know, like, there's a certain star power I got, so when I'm on stage and they announce me, they going crazy. Yo, when they announced Twerk, you would have thought we was at a middle school and they just brought out Justin Bieber. Like, it was like that, like, and the crazy thing is, though, before, you know, I'm walking all around, you know what I'm saying? I always try to get to the event a little early so I can, like, chill with the fans and stuff. So everybody coming up to me like, Loso, I got you winning tonight. I got you 2-1. I got money on you. Yo, let's take a picture. You my favorite battle. All that stuff. And so I'm with them. When I get on stage, they go crazy. You know what I'm saying? They show love. But when he went on, it was like One Direction was on the stage. They was like, yo. And sometimes it's like that. You got to know, like, yo, when you getting on stage with the Tay-Rocks, with the Hitman Hollers, with dudes who have fan bases like that, it's gonna feel like that in the room. And I already told people, I said, yo, my biggest test that day, it wasn't gonna be when I was rapping. I already know what I need to do. I don't choke, I don't do none of that. You know what I'm saying? I'm a professional, but am I gonna be able to keep my composure when he's rocking the room?
Right.
Because when he starts rocking the room, that can kind of like, or whoever, like the best battlers in the world, can you keep your composure and can you still perform how you want to?
Exactly, and you know what? And I know exactly how you feel. I battled Twerk myself, and it wasn't in a big room, but it was a very small room, and everybody in that room was for Twerk. And I won the battle, but I still felt like I lost. Because nobody wanted to see me beat Twerk. You know what I mean? I still felt like I lost. Nobody wanted me to beat Twerk. But to go back to something you said earlier when you were speaking about, you know, writing and it being like your baby and you're giving it up for adoption. Here's some tea. If you copyright your rounds, you get paid off that shit.
Yo, you know what's so crazy? You like the fifth person who told me that, but I'm gonna be real. I don't know anybody who does that though. Does anybody do that?
Bonnie. Me.
Word. Hey man, salute to you. I gotta do that. And so I'm guessing like it's like BMI or something like that.
Yeah, you'll get your royalties every time they play it. Every time someone watches it, you wrote that. You have to get your royalties for that.
Yo, that's a fact, man.
You know what I mean? That's like if you writing a song and putting it out, you get your royalties for writing it. You know what I'm saying? Not just for the plays, but you get money for writing it too.
Yeah.
Writers are some of the most paid people. So yeah, like it's a. I probably listen. I just gave away the game. I don't know. I should have told you this on the phone.
I'm gonna definitely get into that. I didn't know. I've heard people talk about that, but I guess I just figured like. I mean, I don't know. I guess because we doing it a cappella and it's not to a beat, and I was trying to think like, okay, how are they gonna really track like the views and all that stuff? But yeah, that makes sense though. I mean, I got a BMI. I use it for my music, but if I could definitely attach the battles that I had, that'd definitely be dope.
Definitely, you got to. You got to just look into it. You know what I'm saying? You're gonna do a little research and move forward from there. But definitely, we got to start. You know. Owning our own shit, whether it's our words, because our words are so powerful. We're the people writing this shit and bringing the show to people and so forth. And it's going to live on forever. It's timeless. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
So, outside of the twerk battle, what is one of your most challenging battles?
Man, I would have said, I'd probably say B Dot. When I battled B Dot early in my career, I was like, I'm this kid out in the South with bullpen, and B Dot was this dude out in the West. He was this conscious dude, and they was marketing me as a Christian dude, and we was both like this. You know what I'm saying? We was both killing it, and we was both wasn't on URL at the time. And so when we ended up booking it, I would say that was probably my biggest challenge at the time, because that was the first time I looked across the stage. Because usually whenever I battle somebody, Casey, I always think to myself, okay, he's good at X, Y, and Z, but he's not better than me at this.
Right.
And there's always one thing that I'm like, okay, if he ain't better than me at this, if he's not better than me at projecting or angling or punching or whatever it is, or even star power sometimes, I'll be like, yo, I'll use that to my advantage. B-Dot was the first battler that I looked across the stage and I said, damn, he could do everything I could do. Like, he was like almost like a mirror image. Like, he was like a Swiss Army knife. And so preparing for him was weird, because it was easy because I had so much to talk to him about.
Right.
But it was tough because he was such a talented battle rapper. And in my head, I was just like, damn, what do I do that's better? And at the time, I felt like I had more charisma. Like, I felt like it's like little things, and you know this as a battle. Like, when you on stage, like, you just laughing, you feeling comfortable. You kind of, sometimes it even be, I ain't gonna front. I tell people, like, yo, I ain't the best. Like, so for instance, out of the Horsemen, right? Me, Saga, A-Ward, Street Hymns, Oops. I tell people all the time, like, yo, I think my brothers. This is not me trying to fake humble. I think they better than me.
Mm-hmm.
Like, if you look at like numbers or whatever it is, like, Loso's always higher. And I tell people the only reason why is because I dress better than them. I said, like, if they knew how to, like, Casey, because they better. But I said, like, sometimes it's like that. And so for B-Dot, when I was battling him, I was literally trying to figure out, yo, what can I go ahead and kind of like trump over him? But that was a real challenging battle for me at that time. And so, and obviously he's only gotten better. So if we was ever to like a rematch or something like that, it'll still be a tough battle. So
definitely. So as far as the Horsemen, how long have you guys been a group?
Man, we so I got in the battle rap 2016. Mm-hmm. A-War got in around the same time. Saga was like 2014. Street Hymns 2015. So I would say 2017. 2017, we already knew each other. And then Street Hymns actually was the first one. He was out in DFW. I think you was part of that league, right? Mm-hmm. DFW out there. So Street Hymns was a part of that league. And so he had actually tried to invite us out to an event one time. We didn't make it, but he had just started a group chat. And it just started from a group chat. And when he put the group chat together, he was hitting all of us up. And one time we was in there and we was just like, yo, we might as well just make this official. You know what I'm saying? Let's just go ahead and just start like a group chat. Let's start like a group and let's get like a graphic. And so we reached out to Ike from URL. He hooked up a graphic for us, and then that was kind of history. And I didn't think it was gonna be a big deal, but by the time we announced it, everybody was like, yo, that makes sense.
Yeah.
Instead of me joining Writer's Block and Street Hymns joining this and Saga NWX and A-War YTG, like, it just makes sense that all four of us kind of just joined together.
It makes a lot of sense, for sure. And you mentioned that, you think that they're better than you, but you're at the top. And as far as...
Well, I don't want to say like, I think I'm at the top. I think, like, so for instance, like I got, like, and people always ask me, like, yo, Los, how you got more Twitter followers than more Instagram followers? You know what I'm saying? But I was just like, sometimes it's about marketing. You know what I'm saying? Like, it ain't always about... It's
not just about rapping.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? And granted, don't get me wrong, I think I really do think that my team, the people in my team are some of the best in the world. I think I'm really, really good too, but I could always admit, like, yo, this dude's better than me. I don't think he'll beat me in a battle though. Like, that's how, if that makes sense to you. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes somebody could be better than you, but you just know how to battle. You just know how to win battles. And so, but yeah, so that I do feel that way.
The lady saying it's because you fine too. So yeah, of course it has to do with...
Hey, shout out to whoever that is.
It has to do with marketing too. And another thing that I think that you may, do a little bit more than them is just your showmanship. Your showmanship when you're rapping, like just in the middle of it, you can never rap better than me. You know what I'm saying?
I try to make sure I put some stuff in there. Yeah.
That alone, like that's Like,
Yeah.
I think that your showmanship is just out of this world.
Yo, Casey, you know what's so crazy, man? For that line, right? When I wrote that line, it's not too many times. I always try to make sure my performances are like organic. I don't ever want to rehearse it because there ain't no dance and nothing like that.
Right.
So I don't rehearse moves. But I did say, Saga was the one. Saga called me and said, Los, when you do the J Black Smack White line, you should look at the cameras like this is the black side and this is the white side.
Right.
And I said, yo, that's a fire idea. So when I get to the event, I'm looking at the cameras. I was like, I bet. And then I was just like, yo, I just know that line. It's so crazy, right? Because sometimes, Casey, like I said, you know you sitting on a bomb.
Right.
So I knew I was sitting on a bomb in this second round. But I remember we had Vixen and me, we were like doing some face-off stuff, and her and Debo kept trying to say that she raps better than me. And I was like, look, man, if y'all want to say she gonna win, y'all can say she gonna win. If you want to say she's gonna do this, she's gonna do that, that's fine.
Right.
But now I feel like you disrespecting me. And so when I had the line, this is the only time I ever did it. I was in the shower, I was in my mirror, I was wherever I rehearsed that line, I rehearsed saying that to her because I knew it was gonna shake the room. I remember I said, yo, I'm gonna walk up on her and I'm going to let her know she will never, ever, I don't care how old we are. When we get old and we get gray hair and all that stuff, I said, you'll never be able to. So, but that's cool that it clicked up like that. So.
All right, we got a question from the chat. They want to know the backstory between you and Mac Myron and Loso. I'm reading it, but you don't have to go into all that. I just want to know if you would ever battle Mac Myron.
I would. And so there's actually no backstory. I really don't know the backstory, I'll be honest. People always ask me that, but he just wants to battle me. You know
he just wants to battle.
Yeah, he said that. He said that the only battle he wants is the Loso battle. And so he's been saying this for a while. And so I tell fans all the time, I'm like, look, I know y'all be wanting us to just take certain battles or you think we be booking the battles, but we don't. You know what I'm saying? I'm pretty sure fans hit you up all the time like, why you won't battle such and such? And you like, yo, I don't book the battles. When the contract comes across my desk, I'll take it. And so the only time that it actually did almost get booked was John John. John John almost booked it on bullpen for the Ace I Mean the John John card. But you know, it didn't go down or whatnot. I never got the contract and you know, we didn't settle it. But other than that, King of the Dot actually hit me up to battle Mac Myron as well. But they didn't want, I don't want to say they didn't want, they didn't have the budget at the time. And for me, Casey, like even the fan asking for that, there's certain battles that I feel like I'm not gonna lower my price for. You know, like, yo, this is my bag. Why would I waste a big battle, a grudge match on, you know, a couple $1,000s when I know this could be a big bet? You know what I'm saying? Especially if I just got X amount of dollars for a Jerry West or something like that, where there was no storyline. So like, whenever I battle Geechee, whenever I battle Rum, whenever I battle Mac, whenever I battle any of these guys, I'm gonna make sure that those are gonna be my big paydays because those are big battles. And I don't think the fans understand the business side of it. I'm not just gonna go ahead and take the battle just because you want me to take the battle. At the end of the day, I gotta put food on my table too. You know what I'm saying? I gotta get paid too. So it's a business side to it. But I would, and there's really no backstory to it. Like, he just wants to battle.
He just wants to battle, of course.
Yeah.
So would you battle another female?
I would battle another female. So for instance, like, I was supposed to battle Hustle originally, right? Before the 40 bars battle. And I wanted to battle Hustle because I thought there was like a little storyline with it. Like, after battling Vixen, Hustle was going to try to come in and do whatever. So I thought that was going to be dope. But I think now though, I battled, like, I battled 40, I battled Farrah and Shuni and Vixen. I think I would kind of like be more interested because I've heard that they're trying to do something like an intergender battle, like a 2-on-2. So a guy and a girl versus another guy and a girl. So I would be interested in that, you know what I'm saying? But it really depends on what comes across I think that would be my next step though. Even though I've stood across in a 2-on-2 female and then obviously 2 1-on-1 females, I think my next joint, if I did do something with a female, I would like to see the writing process with another female. I would like to just sit down and write with one.
Definitely.
And I've been asked, and Debo's asked me to team up with Vixen we were gonna battle. Me and Vixen, we were supposed to battle Lady Flames and JC, and then before that, we got at me and my verse was asked to battle Geechee and Coffee. Okay. So instead of Cortez and Misfit, they were trying to book me and my verse for that as well. Gotcha. So that would have been dope as well. You know what I'm saying? Both those situations, but they fell through though.
Got you. Well, that's dope. Another question from the chat: where did you get the shirt, Verse Writer? Where did you purchase that shirt?
Yo, Casey, all jokes aside, nobody believes me, but I try to tell everybody, like, so when I was battling Ryder, he had just came off the Mike P battle, right? And so in my mind, actually who they hit me up to battle was Steams, and I was like, yo, I ain't about to battle Steams. Like, he just ended up choking with Reaper and all that stuff, so I was like, give me Ryder, because Ryder was hot right there. Ryder just went viral with his second round versus Mike P. Everybody was saying so. And I saw he was rocking the silk, and he's kind of running with this persona now. So I was like, all right, cool. You know what? I'm going to do a third round angle where I'm going to talk to his silk, right? I'm going to be like, yo, I forgot what my angle was at the time, but I knew I wanted to hold a silk shirt in my hand. Right. Kind of like how Charlie Clips did Daylight back in the day with the ski mask when he was talking to the ski mask. So I was like, yo, you know what? I'm going to talk to this silk shirt. So I said, all right, bet, let me go online. So I went online. I just went to Amazon, no lie, Casey, on everything. It was the first shirt there. It was the first shirt I saw. And so I copped it, right? I still didn't think nothing of it. I was practicing the whole time, just holding the silk shirt up. When I got to the event, I had already planned in my mind to go first. I was like, yo, you know what? I'm gonna rap first because I got this whole angle, yada, 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 and I'm gonna just bomb on him. Well, they called me outside. Smack is like, yo, Los, Ryder's here. We wanna go do the coin toss. Casey, I walk outside, and Ryder has the silk shirt on.
Oh my!
And yo, my eyes lit up, but I had to keep my cool because I didn't want to give nothing up. The silk shirt was in my book bag, right?
Oh my God!
And so I'm looking at him, Casey, and I was like, yo, there's no way this is the same silk shirt. Like, what's the odds? The silk shirt I just bought is the one that he's wearing. And so I was sitting there, and they said, Los. Like I was like lost, and Smack was like, no, Los, heads or tails, heads or tails. And I said, tails. And so he flips it, and I win the coin toss. And I said, yo, give me 2 minutes. Casey, I said, Smack, give me 2 minutes. And they were all looking like, yo, what the hell is Loso doing? I run, and I call Saga. Ryder has the same silk shirt as me. He goes, what? I was like, yo, do you think I should still go first? He goes, nah, you gotta go last. So
you gotta go last.
So I hung up. So I said, all right, bet. So I went, Casey, I went to Smack, and I said, yo, I'm going, I let him go first. And Ryder was like, yo, you good? I was like, yeah, I'm good. And in my head, I was like, are you good?
Are you good?
So after that, I'm over there, you know, and so I leave, right? I like walk down the street, and now the whole time I'm thinking, okay, how do I rewrite the beginning of my third now to make it seem like I already knew he was gonna wear this shirt. Like that's how predictable he was.
Right.
And that's where you get, because he always has he has like a little slogan like, I predicted the future. Right? Always does that. So I said, bet, that's how I'm gonna go ahead and open it up. And I had Emerson Kennedy throw me the shirt. What I really should have done, if I had more time to think about it, Casey, I would have wore it. I would have just wore it under my shirt and like took my shirt off right before the third round started and like really like killed him. But when I had it, when I just went down the road, I practiced it for like a couple times, and then I started the battle like that. And I just knew, like, if you ever watch it, if you just watch that beginning clip, you could just see Ryder's face, like, it's like he saw a ghost. He was like, yo, how the hell does he have to say so shit? And you gotta think about it, Casey, in the room, in that caffeine setting, it was only like 7 people in there. Right. It was like the URL staff and the caffeine workers. But when I took that shirt off, Smack jumped out of his chair. He jumped out of his chair, and they were all like, yo, what the hell? Because they all felt like they saw ghosts. Like, they was just like, yo, Loso on some voodoo stuff now. And so, you know, that's, to me, I feel like if that was on a big stage, it would have tore the roof down. It would have tore the roof down.
Oh, my goodness. If that was on a big stage, that would have been crazy.
And so, it's crazy. Even though it was just in a small room, got small reaction, like, to me, I'll always when I'm done battle rapping, like when my career over, I'll always look back at that situation, and that has to be like top 5 moment for me.
Yeah, like your the performances you've given during the pandemic are some of my favorites. I can't lie, like that's amazing. That story is so hilarious. Like
It's crazy,
shout out
man.
to Ryder, but he definitely lost that day. he definitely lost that day.
It was over, yeah.
Oh my gosh, that was a great question, Chad. Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
So who are you looking to battle next? Because I know you're strategic, you know.
Yeah. Man, you know, I always want to aim for the biggest names. Like right now, like I would love to battle Geechee. I would love to battle Rum Nitty. I would love to battle K-Shine. I think we aiming to get T-Top in December for volume. So that'd be like a little closed room joint. In October though, I'm definitely gonna battle in October on URL. Either October 9th or October 30th. I'm not sure yet, but I don't know, Casey. I really don't know. It's crazy because I've been thinking, I've been sitting back. Maybe like a Danny Myers, you know, or maybe somebody new, like a Jada Nightwing, like a Kid Chaos, like a Real Sick.
No.
Oh, no? Yeah. So,
no, you just after twerk, you just keep going up.
Yeah. And that's another thing too, like whenever you do battles, you can't make it look like you almost, like for instance, if people feel like you lost, you really can't make your next move a downgrade because it really looks like
then
that,
it really
right?
looks like he lost.
So like, let's say like no slack, this is my guy, but like let's say like the next card is Loso versus Holmesy. Everybody gonna be like, well, damn, Los, you really did lose.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
Rather than it being Rum Nitty, T-Top, somebody like
That's
that.
like me losing to Geechee and then going to battle Diesel. I lost to Geechee, but I'm battling 40 next.
Yeah.
You know
and you the main event.
Exactly. So afterwards, you just gotta keep going up.
A lot of times, it's not even so much, and like it's not even so much the battle itself. Like it's like what you do after the battle that kind of like puts everything in perspective for the fans. They like, yo, you know what? Yo, Casey's still right here. Yo, like people can look at you and be like, yo, you lost to Geechee, but they forget like, wait, she lost to Geechee in the semifinals, and she had already, you know what I'm saying? She already passed any other woman did, and then she was passing all these other dudes, and then now she's main event in the next card. So you know, you kind of want to like just move strategically. So I don't know what I'm gonna do in October, but if you just ask me the names that I want, obviously I would love to battle Geechee, Rum, K-Shine, and then you know it looks like we probably gonna lock this T-Top.
I like the T-Top. I like that battle.
I do too. I like it a lot too.
Well, I'm excited for you and what's to come. Like I'm October, December, whichever or both. I'll be right there watching. So shout out to you. I thank you so much for joining us.
Nah, thank you so much.
Before we get out of here, is there anything you want to shout out or let us know?
Yo, I actually to all the fans that's on here, I just dropped some merch today, literally right before I got on this, man. So if you're a supporter, you can go to my website, everythingloso.com. You can pick up the new Low Soul merch. It's a new